Hey YouTube. Well, it's 2024 and I have this Galaxy Note 5 and it's the Sprint version, and I've been using it for a couple years up until about 6 months ago. I still have other phones, iPhones and things like that I use, but I was using it up until a couple months ago where I would update my apps and it would say that the Android software is out of date. And if you own this phone, you obviously know that you cannot get it updated beyond Android 7.0. I guess Samsung gave up on it. I guess Sprint gave up on it. They're no longer offering any sort of updates or so. And the only thing that has right now is 7.0. So up to a couple months ago, I was looking around trying to figure out exactly what to do with the phone. And I came across a whole bunch of custom ROMs. Now the problem that I find out is when I flash and watch some of these YouTube videos of flashing these custom ROMs, they don't go too much into it. So I wanted to make a video and explain more, so after you actually do decide that you want to put a custom ROM, you may decide you want to put this, you may not, because of the downsides. There's upsides, but there's downsides, of course. Okay? So basically, with this ROM that I would be installing today, the upsides is, of course, you have a better Android version, which is Android 9, and you'll have all the ability to install the newer apps, which I use text now because I use it for my business and such. You can take pictures, of course. You can do almost everything that you do with Android 7 and with the newer apps or so, but you're limited with Android 9. Now, with this specific ROM, the bad parts is that currently I cannot get it to work with my SIM card. Now, possibly it could be due to the fact that it needs a certain update of the Android, of the kernel, or of the ROM or so. But I just cannot get it to recognize it. It does recognize it now. If I put my SIM card in it, it will pick up. But when I actually install this custom ROM, it doesn't find it for some reason. But I'll show you that at the end of the video. But the other bad part is when you first install this ROM, a lot of things crash. And they don't explain that in the videos on YouTube. A lot of these videos, they don't explain that. They just show you how to install the ROM and then that's it. But essentially, the cameras, when you first install this, it crashes. The Play Store, it crashes. A whole bunch of things crash, okay? But I'll show you exactly what to do beyond that. It's pretty simple. All you really have to do is go to APK Pure and then reinstall those certain ones. And once you do that and you update Google services, everything seems to work again. Okay, you'll got Wi-Fi work again, the apps will work again, and things like that. But your pen doesn't work. That's another downside. Your S Pen or whatever, and these may just need to be certain updates to the kernels. But that's this specific ROM. I've been looking around at other ROMs, but I cannot seem to be finding one. But I'm going to keep testing because I like this phone, and I don't really want to get rid of it. And you may be like me where you just want to update it so you can continue using it. The battery I updated not too long ago, so it's pretty good. Now that is a very good upsize with this ROM. The battery life lasts very good. I mean, I used to charge it usually at the end of the day or have to charge it at the end of the day. With this ROM, it'll last 3 days or so. I mean, if heavy usage or normal usage, of course, it varies on how long it'll last. But if you don't, with even standby, I had it on my desk and it would basically stay charged for 3 days almost with this ROM. So there's the ups and the downs to it. So if you decide you want to install this, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. All you really have to do is just use a software and flash it, and then you're good. Okay, but what I suggest first is, before you actually install this ROM, is go to your settings and then go to your About phone, and then you're going to go down to, what is it? It's going to be Status. Go to Status, and then you're going to click on IMEI information and write this number down right here so you have some idea, excuse me, of what the IMEI is, because that's another drawback with this ROM is I'll show you everything. It's very odd, and I don't know if it just needs to have a certain update to the kernel. Now, if somebody's watching this and you're familiar with building kernels, I would welcome you to send me a message, or maybe let me know how we can update this kernel and maybe put Android 10 or 11 or so on this phone. That would be great. All right, but essentially what I would do is I'll write down this number. Now, the next thing, what I suggest is, even though I'm going to make another video, I've already decided that, I'll make another video on how to flash the original ROM back on. I haven't done it yet, but I'll show you in another video. I'll do that soon, and this way, in case you don't like this ROM, you can watch and try to find out how to go back to the Android 7 if you decide you want to do that for some reason. Okay? Well, in the meantime, what I would do is I would go into recovery mode and then show exactly what your build number is, because, well, there's another way you could do it actually. If you want to, you go into your settings again, and then you're going to go down to Android version, and you're going to write down this number right under here. It's build number. Now that, even though my next video I will include this original ROM in there, but in case something happens and you're not able to download it later on, this is the build number right here that you're going to need. And when you do a search for stock ROM, this is the number you're going to need. Okay? All right. So let's get to it. So basically, let's go ahead and flash. It's called a Froyos ROM, but essentially it's got some very good, it's got some really, really good things to it. And I will include this page as well in the link, so you can, in case you don't want to listen along and you rather read along, this explains everything on how to flash the TWRP, the TWRP file, and that way you can install custom ROMs. Now, a disclaimer is this is just the Sprint version. So I'll put that in the title, of course. It is the SM-N920p. So I can't guarantee this ROM will work with other versions, but they do make a similar for AT&T and for T-Mobile. Verizon, I cannot seem to find it. I used to have a Verizon phone, and so many of these XDA forums and developers say that there's no way to unlock that bootloader. So this is the Sprint version, but like I said, you might be able to find the AT&T or the T-Mobile or even international. You probably will be able to find this ROM for it, but I'll take a look around and I'll include the link for the ROMs and for this page and everything in there for you, just in case you want to move forward. Okay, so basically what we'll have to do is you have to download the files, and there's two files that you're going to need. And what I did was I put them on my desktop and I put them in this folder. And basically I put them in this folder called test, and I created it so it would be a test ROMs. And then I've also got another folder which has the original firmware for this phone with this build number that I said. Okay, so what I do is you download these two files and you're going to put them into the folder, keep them on your desktop. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to power down the phone, and then we're going to make sure it's off. Okay, now the next thing that you have to do is you will make sure that you have these two files, and you'll in this document it will explain that you will have to download the Samsung drivers. So once you get the drivers installed, then you should be able to plug up the phone and put these files on the phone for it, because you're going to need them on the phone when you do everything. All right. Okay, so basically you will need, of course, the computer with Windows. You'll need the cable so you can plug your phone, and you'll need, of course, the phone. And you've already got those 2 files. If you've already downloaded them, keep them on your desktop or so. And now, if you're following along with the links or so, you've probably already installed your drivers for Samsung. So once you actually do that, you'll be able to plug in your phone, and then it should either charge like so, or you can power it back on, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move the files to the phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. Okay, so now it recognizes it. So now you should be able to, the computer should recognize the phone plugged in. So we're going to go ahead and turn it back on. And once it restarts, then we're going to go ahead okay, now it should pick up by the computer. And once the computer picks it up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy these 2 files right here over to the phone. Okay, now the computer found it. Now, and here's the folder. It should pop up, and then you should be able to see that it's got the Samsung or the Galaxy Note 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and copy these 2 folders, or two files. Now, I would leave them on your desktop just in case you need them or so, but I'm going to go ahead and copy them to the phone just by dragging them. Okay, and this is just a power off your device, insert your service SIM. We're going to go ahead and allow. Now it's going to pop up and it's going to ask you, allow access to device data. An MTP connection will be established to access the data of the connected device. So you're going to hit allow. Okay, now you should be able to access everything for your phone. You're going to see it on there. You're going to see your phone right here, and then double click. Now what I do is I download it to the download folders. Or I copy it to the download folders. That's what I did originally. So now we're copying the ROM, and we're copying the TWR file, okay? And the TWR file so we can flash it. Now while you're doing this, if you would like, you can also look at the document and download Odin, okay? Now it's going to say download and extract Odin and version 3.13.1. Now it doesn't really matter because I'll show you exactly which one. I have different versions of Odin, and as long as you have a copy of Odin, you'll be fine. So basically while you're copying, you can download Odin if you like. And of course I've already done that. It's already sitting on my desktop. And then here it is right here. But I have version 3.10.7. Like I said, almost all of them will work as long as you have the Odin version. Okay, so we're going to wait for this to copy. And once these 2 files are copied to the phone, we're going to bring up Odin. Okay, there we go. Now, if you've already downloaded Odin and you have it, okay, double click on Odin. All right. Now, what you're going to do is go back to this document, and it's going to tell you that you will have to open up the TWRP tar file, which you should have it on your desktop as well, but it's also on your phone. Okay, but you just open that up with the AP. But I'm going to show you first. What we need to do is we're going to unplug the phone, okay, and then we're going to hold the home button, the power button, and the volume down button, okay? The home button, the power button, and the volume down button. You're going to hold them down right now. You don't have to turn the phone off if you want, but just hold that one down, the home button, then the power button, and then, okay, and just hold on to them, all 3, and your phone is going to go into download mode, okay? If you're like so. if you're holding them right. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is, you've already see you added remove. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug the phone back in. Okay? Now, once you plug the phone back in, you're going to press the up volume key because it says continue up volume key. Okay. Now you're in downloading mode. All right. Now it says it's added again. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to AP. Now, one more thing, actually, if you run into the problem where your, FRP lock is on, there is a software you can get. I will put it in there for you, and essentially I'll put the link in here for you, and it does it for free. And what you do is you plug in your phone before you do this ROM, and you run that software while your phone is plugged in, and it will unlock this FRP lock, and it will completely, if yours is on, if you're having that problem. Okay? And then what we're going to do is, now that you're in download mode, if everything's okay with that, you're going to click AP. And then you're going to locate on your desktop, which you already put on the phone, the TWRP file. And then you're going to open it. Okay. Now it says it's added and everything. All right. Now what you're going to do is, now that it's added, you're going to click Start. Okay. Now at the top, you're going to see Recovery. Then it's going to reset. Then it's going to pass. Everything is completed. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is, you're going to exit Odin. Okay. Now your phone is basically going to go back into Sprint for now. What we're going to do is, we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time we're going to switch buttons really quick. Okay? So essentially what we're going to do is, you're going to push home, power, and volume down until the screen goes dark. Once the screen goes dark, you're going to continue holding the home button and the power button, but then you're going to hold down the up button. Okay? Really quick. All right, and then what if you do it correctly, or you can turn off the phone and try it that way if you like. That's a lot easier. Let's go ahead and do that, because that's some people might have problems doing the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the phone, and we're going to unplug. Now, once your phone is off, we're going to do the exact opposite of the bottom. We're going to do the top. So let's go ahead and do that, because that's a lot easier for people. Okay, so what you're going to do is, now your phone is off, you're going to hold down the home button, the power button, and the volume up button. Now you're going to hold this down until Samsung comes on, and then right here in the top it's going to say red lettering solenoid. Okay, so let's do it now. Do the home button, the power button, and the volume up, and hold them down now until Galaxy comes up. Release them, and then it says recovery is not a solenoid enforcing. All right, so that means if you've got that, you're all set. And then here you go. Now you're into TeamWin, which is the TWRP, the TWRP flash file. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to swipe down here, and then you're going to go to wipe. Okay, because you want to wipe the original. Okay, and then you're going to go to advanced wipe. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete all of the internal cache, not the internal storage or whatever, or the USB. We're going to leave those, but we're going to delete everything else so we can install the new ROM. So you're going to do a cache, and you're going to do data, you're going to do system, and you're going to do Dalvik. Okay, now you're going to swipe it. Okay, now it should say formatting cache using extras, updating partition details, and it should say done. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to hit the back button, then you're going to hit the back button again, then you're going to hit the back button. Okay, now you're going to come to this menu again. Now you're going to hit install. Okay, now you're going to locate the folder that you installed the custom ROM, and that's going to be the download folder. And this is the custom ROM. Floyd ROM V5.1 and I get Exynos, I don't know how you pronounce that, Exynos 7420, and it's a zip. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to select, and then, okay, now once you swipe, you should see the ROM come up. Okay, now it's going to ask you to install everything. All right, now with this ROM, it has a lot of different options. So you need to make sure you install exactly what you're looking for. It says you are about to install the Floyd ROM for Galaxy Note 5, S6, S6e, and S6e Plus, okay? And then it's got the One UI version 5.1. So you're gonna hit next. Okay, now it's gonna say, please read the terms and conditions carefully, make sure, then you hit okay, agree, and then hit next. All right, now right here it's going to show you what exactly has been removed from the ROM, what's been added from the ROM, what kind of bugs the ROM has. If you like to read this, it's a huge huge change logs. So you're going to hit next. Okay. Now right here it says, due to the system size constraints, please only select what you will use. Otherwise you will get Symlink failure. Okay. So hit OK. All right. Now right here, it's going to ask you what you want to keep. And you're going to say you do not want to delete what's currently your storage folders or such. So you're going to put no. Okay. Now right here is boot animations, and some people like the white background with the black Samsung. I'm going to go ahead and put the white Samsung on a black background. And then right here, backup current, we're going to hit next. Okay. Now right here, if depending on which version you have, I have the single SIM, so I'm going to leave it as single SIM. Now, whatever device you have. So I guess this ROM might work for other. I'll put that in the terms and conditions. Or I'll put that in the bottom for the video, and I'm going to put the US variant, okay? And then right here, it's going to ask you about which kind of battery you're using, the S6 flats or so. I'm going to skip it because I've already put the Note 5. So then we're going to hit next. Okay, now this is going to look for your carrier. And then what I'm going to look for is Sprint. Okay, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see Sprint USA. Okay, and then you're going to hit next. Okay, now this is more of what you want to install. You got international, you got Chinese. What I'm going to do is put the S10 multiple wallpapers, and then I'm going to put the S10 sounds. And then now if you like the edge, the menu that swipes over from the edge, you can choose that. You can choose edge light or edge full. I'm going to go ahead and put the edge full. Okay. And now you can do other features, dynamic lock screen, USB, power saving memory, Wi-Fi security. I'm going to do Samsung covers and then hit next. Okay, now it's going to ask you about your fonts. I'm going to put Android 10 font, Samsung emojis, and Samsung fonts, Google fonts, and the 1120 fonts. And then hit next. Okay, now these are apps that you can install. You can do the clock face, task changer, quick star. I would just go ahead, if you don't know which ones they are, just go ahead and do a lot of them. Theme park is pretty good because it gives you a way to change your theme. Edge lightning, which you want that one for your side menu, and then edge touch. Okay, and then I'm going to hit next. All right, now it's going to ask you for features, extra toggles, network speed, data icon. Now, if you don't like the LTE, you can choose this one right here and it will show 4G instead, but I'm going to leave it this way. So, and then you can also do data. You can also do data usage in a quick panel if you want to do that one. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Okay, now these are select what Android 10 apps you want to install. So we're going to do the clock, the calendar, the weather, the messages, edge panel, smart capture, and now this is what gets tricky. I select this S Pen Air command, but I'll show you when everything's done. The pen, unfortunately, does not work. There might be something else that needs to be done. I don't know. Okay, now it's going to ask for bloatware. So what kind of bloatware do you like? So we're going to go ahead and put the Samsung's Daily. We're going to go ahead and put the Samsung Calendar. You can do the email if you want. You can do the Messenger, game tools. I'm going to go ahead and put Samsung Video, Samsung Voice Recorder. Now at the bottom, it's going to ask about your other apps. So I'm going to go ahead and put Ant Apps and then Sim Toolkit, which I don't know if you can access that, if that'll help you with getting your sim to work. But that is a whole other thing that once you install this. Okay, now it says the wizard is ready to begin installation. Press the install to begin. Okay, so you're going to hit that. And then it says, I've spent time to make this ROM. I appreciate that, whoever did this, but it doesn't show any links or anything. It just says, please consider donating, and then you hit OK. Okay, now it's going to go ahead and it's going to install everything. Now, just give it a minute. It doesn't take very long, but it's going to extract the system right here in the bottom and all the files. And now we're at 40%. So it's rather quick. Okay, we're at 60. Now, if you're up to this point, you've got everything good. But now it says installing Florid ROM based on Hade's ROM. I don't know what that is. This may take several minutes. And there it is, installing your Samsung boot animation, your S10 wallpapers, your sounds, and then there's all your apps, and then 99%, 100%. Okay, now what it's going to do is it's going to boot up for the first time. Okay, it says it's cleaning up, mounting, and then ready to boot. Okay, now you're going to click End. Right when it says successfully flashed, reboot, and enjoy. So hit End. Okay. And then it says this ROM does not contain any root due to the embedded flashes issue. So if you want to do a root, you can use King Root or one of those other ones, and you should be able to root the device. Okay, now you're back into TWRP, and then you're going to swipe across again, and then okay, now what you're going to do is once you swiped, it says everything is done, hit the reboot system, okay, and then prompt to install TWRP again. That's if you want to. When it pops up, it's going to show it on the top, or you can update it if you want. Then we're going to swipe. All right, now we're going into the new ROM. Now just give it a minute, because it is going to take a minute, but you're going to see the new Samsung animation, and then you know you've done it right. Now this is Samsung, or this is Android 9, so it's not any, it does have 10 fonts, it does have that, but here's your animation. Now you'll see it flashing. Now, which one do you ever choose? If you choose the black background with the white animation, or if you choose the white background with the black animation, you'll see different. But then you just wait for it to load. Yep. Okay. Now it's moving. And as you can see, it is already okay. Now give it a second. Now once you see the blue light right here on the top, once you see this go off, then it's getting ready to boot. Yep, and just give it a minute. It's going to finish. Once you see the blue light goes off, then it'll be ready to boot up. Now, once it actually finally does boot up, what I suggest is skip your Wi-Fi for now, and I'll explain why, because it does take quite a long time for you to sign into Wi-Fi. Like I said, there is pros and cons with this ROM, and you will see that. Once you actually get it running, you'll see the pros and cons of what works, what does not work, and all right, give it a minute. It's still flashing. Okay, here we go. Now everything lights up. The blue light is going off. Now you will see it starts to boot. There's Android starting. And starting Android. Starting Android. Now if you see everything like this, then you've done it right. Okay, here we go.
Let's get started. Let me help you get set up more easily by guiding you through the steps.
Okay, now what I'll do is, what I would do is click the next button, okay?
Let's look at the terms
and then you're going to hit the terms and conditions. You're going to hit next, okay?
Wi-Fi would be
But don't do this. Just go ahead and skip.
Choose the network.
And the reason why, and then skip anyway. Now the reason why I say this,
Restore the settings and contents from your old
okay, and then you're going to hit
device. It will
skip,
not be
skip this
difficult.
for now. And the reason why I say that is don't sign in with the Wi-Fi yet is because it takes quite a long time. Okay, so, and then we're going to go ahead and put the date, change the date if you want. It's up to you. Everything looks normal. All right, now we're into Google. I'll go ahead and turn this off. You can leave it on if you want. It's up to you. The normal sign in. Then hit accept. Okay, now we're going to do not now for the fingerprint. Okay. Now, it's going to go
Log
ahead.
into a Samsung account to get
Now,
the
I would
latest
skip this for
device.
now as well, just so you can get
All right.
everything
You're all
signed
set?
up. Okay, now here you go. There you're into this ROM. Now, to go over everything, this looks totally normal and everything, of course. Normal menu or so. But when you start to really look into things, you will notice that some things do work, some things do not work. And essentially, the next thing you could do is go into your settings. Now, these are all the apps that you'll have. Okay, and we'll go into settings. All right. Now, what I would do is scroll down and then click on About Phone. Now, this is one of the problems that I ran into when installing this. And as you can see, it shows no phone number. It shows the incorrect model number. It does not show the IMEI. That's why you would write it down before, or software version or hardware version. It shows nothing. And of course, right here, it looks like this ROM was built off of Galaxy Note 8. Now, of course, you can hit edit and you can change that to Galaxy Note 5 if you like. So at least something is a little bit different. But beyond that, when you click on status, as you can see, it has no IMEI number. And I don't know if maybe whoever's watching this can change this or knows how to update it. Message me if you can, and maybe we can fix this. But go ahead and hit back. And then what we're going to do is, from here, as I was explaining before, is the pros and the cons. These apps right here, most of them crash. So say, for instance, you're going to click the camera. When you click the camera, it comes up. And then as you can see, it crashes. Same thing with the Play Store. Basically comes up, and then when you try to sign in, it'll crash when you actually sign in. So what I would do is I would go over to your Wi-Fi right now and click on, or go to your settings and then click on connections, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign into Wi-Fi. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to sign into your Wi-Fi, and then I'll sign into mine. Okay, so you should be ready to sign into Wi-Fi, and then hit connect. Oh, hold on. Let's see. What did I do? Sorry. Let me change the Wi-Fi again. Now if you're signed in, you should have everything ready. Okay, so now I'm connecting to the Wi-Fi. Okay, now that you're connected to the Wi-Fi, what I did was, because you can barely do anything, now of course it did say when you finish the ROM that you could update the TWRP, which you can also do from the app if you want. It's already on your phone and it's already on your desktop, the file. Okay, but essentially what I did was I went down here and I went to Chrome. And then you go to Chrome, and then you hit accept, and then no thanks. All right. Now what I did was I went to APK Pure. Okay. And then you're going to click on that. Now what I searched for was, the first thing that I updated was Google Services. So you're going to come over here, and you're going to type in Google Services. Oops. Okay, Google Services. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit the download button. And then it's going to bring you to the newest version. And you come down here and you're going to hit the download APK. Okay, and then you're going to hit Chrome needs storage access. So you're going to hit continue. And then you're going to allow it to have access. And then now it says this type of file can harm your device, but don't worry, we're going to hit OK. Okay. And then now that it's already installed, you're going to hit open. Okay. And then go into your downloads. You should be able to go into, let's say, your folders, and then go to my folders. And then you should say downloads, and then there's the APK file. So let's try clicking it. Okay. Okay, I don't know why it says there's a problem with parking. Let's go back into Chrome again, and then type in, let's say, download APK. Let's see, start downloading. Well, you can also download it from the Play Store as well. Google Services. Let's see. Where is it? Yes, yeah, I did this before. But essentially, you're going to upgrade the Google Services. And let's say download, install. I believe if you scroll down you will see it. Well, let's try Google's Play Store first. So let's try, here we go, Google Play. Let's update that one first. Okay, so then we go to, I'm going to hit back, and then it should show Google Play. Okay, and then you've got the APK. Yeah, I started having this problem. Yeah, I started having problems with these a little bit when I was able to click on them. So because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to Google Play Store, Google Play, and then we're going to do download the APK. Here we go. Okay, so once you click that, you should be able to scroll down and it says download APK again, and then we're going to go ahead and do that. And then, okay, so then it brought it up as okay again, and then we're going to let that download. And this is for the Google Play Store. And then after this is done, you can update Google services. Because right now you've already signed into your Wi-Fi, and then when you go to sign in, into the Google Play Store, it will crash. So for security reasons, okay, that's why. Okay, so we're going to allow sources. It popped up and it basically said that you need to allow the source to install. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll go to the Play Store and we're going to install that. Okay, now it says Google Play Store install. So we're going to hit install. And then we're going to do the same thing. I believe that's the reason why it would not parse it for the Google services. We'll try that after this. But right now we are updating the Google Play Store. Okay, and there it's done. Okay, now there we go. And then it pops up as updating Google services. I don't know why it disappeared because it was there for a minute. Let's go back to our files. And then we're going to try the Google services again. No, it's not allowing that for some reason. Let's go into the new Play Store. Okay, now you're going to sign in. And just add your information. Okay, it should allow you to sign in. So go ahead and put in your information to sign in. Okay, now once you're actually signed in and you put your password, okay, now it's going to ask me to verify my Gmail account from my other device. So then it's going to pop up and it's going to tell me where it's me. Okay. Now you're going to agree to the terms, of course. Okay. All right. Now it's up to you if you want to back up or not. I'm just going to hit accept. Okay. And then hit Google Play Services. We're going to update that. All right. And now it says it's installing. So now you've got the Play Store updated. You've got Google Services updating now. And once this is done, and as you can see, this is one of the apps I used to have. No, for some reason it crashed. So once Google Services installs correctly, you should be okay. Because I believe it's crashing because Google Services was not installed correctly, but it might be now. So once it's actually hit no thanks for that. Okay, now you can try downloading your normal apps and make sure, because I'm not sure if Google Services did. So I'm going to do text now. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and download that as one of my regular apps. Now I use this for the last 3 or 4 months. That's the reason why I wanted to make the video, to help help somebody else out. But I had no problem. Before I did a smart launcher, the Wi-Fi would go on and off. Now, once I did the smart launcher, I didn't have any problem with the Wi-Fi going on and off. But I'll show you how to do that as well. But it looks like it's not crashing, so Google Services looks like it did update correctly, and it is allowing me to install apps normally now. So let's try Zedge. Okay. Okay, it looks like Text Now is going, and then Zedge is starting to install. Okay, the next thing I did was camera, because you have to replace the camera. It keeps crashing for some reason. Unless somebody can figure out how to do that, let me know, message me or so. But I installed this one, Open Camera, and this way I had my camera working. And then I installed Smart Launcher. And then this is a Smart Launcher 6. So you're going to hit install. Now you can choose any other launcher if you want. The reason why I chose this one, like I said, is because it's got bigger fonts, it's got bigger buttons, that kind of thing. And then you can connect it to other icons. If you want to change your icons and things, you can hook that to it. And it's very simple. It runs very quick. But these were the major ones that I installed. Yeah, for some reason, Text Now is not... is kind of taking a little while. I don't know why. Okay, let's go back into there. And it says it's installing, but for some reason it has not. Okay, there it goes. All right, so there it goes, installed. All right. And then what I did was I came down here and I got rid of my home, my dial button, and then I put the okay, it looks like it hasn't installed yet. Text Now. No, it didn't install. Okay, there it is. Open. That's it. Did it? Okay. Where? I'm not seeing it on here. Open. Okay. And then for some reason it's not in my app drawers. I don't know. This ROM is kind of you have to play around with it a little bit. I mean, sometimes things are good, sometimes things are not. Okay, there we go. There they are. Okay, so what I did was I normally put this on my desktop, and then I usually would leave the Messenger out. I leave the Play Store, and then I would delete this camera because you already downloaded one that works. And then you come over here, and then you're going to move it to, and then I usually put Chrome on my desktop. Okay, so this way, now, when we first started the ROM up, you clicked on camera, it crashed. Now you click on camera and allow, and there you go. Everything works for your camera. And so now you've got a working camera. Now, okay, now that the Smart Launcher is, what I did was I clicked Always to have a launcher. and then you're going to hit agree and then confirm. That's if you want to install this launcher. There is so many other launchers, but the reason why I like it is because it has a bigger fonts. And then I'm going to put a different wallpaper for now, and then we're going to go ahead and hit out of this. And then it says it's setting up, so and then you can hit the home button and you should be able to see a whole big difference. So I got rid of this before, remove this widget, and then as you can see, you can move all this stuff around. It's up to you exactly which one you want, but I like this. But there is so many other ones. There's so many fonts you can download. There's so many different icon packs. Like if you go back into the Play Store and you go to the icon packs, and you'll see, say you come over here and you type in icon packs, and then you'll see all of these ones right here, and a lot of these install with Smart Launcher. And then of course you've got other launchers. You've got Nova Launcher and that kind of thing if you like the different look. The reason why I went with the Smart Launcher, like I said, is because before I installed the launcher, I would set my phone down and Wi-Fi would be off for some reason. I don't know why. And after I installed Smart Launcher, Wi-Fi was constantly on all the time, so it didn't shut off or anything. But this is basically the ups and downs of it. Now, the problem that I was having, that I was saying with the IMEI, I don't know if somebody can actually update for the SIM, but if I take my SIM out and I put it in this phone, and I did not, we installed that SIM kit that we saw when we first installed the ROM, but the problem is I don't know where that is. I'd have to look for it on the phone. But when you put in your SIM, it does not do anything. As you can see, you put in the SIM and you don't see any difference. Now, you do have mobile data, and then it says insert SIM to access the online services. So I don't know, it's not finding my SIM, or it only takes up a specific SIM. This is actually AT&T. Of course, this phone is Sprint. So, but it's very odd because this SIM did work in this phone prior to installing the ROM with the 7 ROM. But anyway, that's basically, and then the pen, when you pull it out, it does not work. So as you can see, and it brings up the apps, but see, it does nothing like normal. So it has its ups and downs. As you can see, maybe you can get the SIM to work, maybe you can get the pen to work, but as you can see, it's a lot better than having Android 7. Of course, it's got the, the newer version, and you're able to do almost everything else. As far as I know, this is mostly that I've done. I have not installed any games. I have not done anything like that, so I couldn't tell you if something else does not work or something does. But bottom line, it has its ups and downs, and I'm going to keep looking for other ROMs. And if I come across it, I'll make another video. Maybe somebody else made one that's more stable with a newer Android or so. I'll try to come across that. But this is the Android 9 custom ROM. You know how to install it and everything. And I'm going to make a next video of how to go back to the flash ROM, to the original stock soon. And then I'll upload that if you decide you want to go back to the stock ROM. And just look out for the video. Well, I hope this helped somebody, so you don't toss this phone out or anything, and at least you've got it updated quite a bit. hopefully I helped somebody. And if you got any questions, just leave some comments down below and take care.